Hi there, Evan here at the McChronicle, where the future starts today. For September 6, 2019, three things I wanted to cover. First, the Consumer Insolvency Report for July came out for the province of Ontario. I'll leave a link to the full report in the description. But as per what's become the norm, growth keeps accelerating. Year-over-year consumer insolvencies in Ontario increased 22.9% in July. That's the 15th straight month of growth. Year-to-date growth in Ontario reached 13.3% compared to 8.1% across Canada. And as you can see from the chart, the rate of change really has broken out to the upside. And this is becoming the norm. If you follow my channel for the last 2 years, I've told you that the declining wealth effect from declining house prices was going to lead to this. So if you follow me, you shouldn't be shocked. Essentially what happened, they were using their houses as ATMs to go out and spend in the real economy. And essentially live. Then once the game ended, look what happened. And also remember too, how much this lags. I mean, Scott Terrio is on TV all the time saying how many clients tell him, I should have seen you a year or two ago. I started talking about this 2 years ago. Don't think this trend's going to end anytime soon. In fact, it's just going to keep picking up. So all it's doing is really vindicating what I've said on here. That's all it is. I'll go ahead and simply leave it there. But to their credit, Hoyes Michaelis did call this as well too, so some credit needs to be given at that to them also. But look, I've been talking about this for the last 2 years, and it looks like I'm turning out to be right. That's all there is to it. I'll leave it there. Second, the Bank of Canada. Now, I know the statement, they weren't as dovish as a lot of people expected, but here's the thing. I made a prediction, which I then had to change right afterwards, about 2 months ago, where I said, because of worries of a declining currency running up household inflation, the Bank of Canada wasn't going to follow the Federal Reserve for their first rate cut, which they did not. However, they would follow them going forward. So the fact that the fact that they didn't cut in September wasn't a shock to me. They were going to wait and see what the Fed did. It looks like the Federal Reserve is going to cut 25 basis points this month. So the Bank of Canada is going to follow with a 25 basis point cut in October. And the BOC will just follow the Fed going forward. So it looks like here the playbook is playing out as my revised prediction said around about 2 months ago. And look, the Bank of Canada knows what's coming down the pipe. They're still the most hawkish central bank globally, with one of the worst housing bubble unwinds globally. So can they stay hawkish for long? I really don't think so. And as I said on Twitter a few weeks ago, if the central bank doesn't cut rates because expectations for the economy, for inflation, etc., come down, the bond market's going to do it for them. And really, that's all that's happened. And of course, growth expectations have come down. Central bank policy has remained somewhat hawkish, which has led to an inversion of the yield curve. And the rest is history. And as you all know, don't have to mention this again, but I will. Inversion of the yield curve is a great leading indicator for recession, which is where it looks like we are headed now. And it's not just really about the 2s, 10s either. I mean, every other yield curve that I follow has been inverted for months now, so the bond market, as per usual, has been way ahead of the game. I'll leave it there. And lastly, the Canada and US jobs reports. I mean, look, I can go ahead and bore you with the numbers or whatnot. I mentioned last month to watch unemployment in Canada. That was unchanged, but it's still 3/10 off the bottom. And when it goes 4/10 of a basis point off the bottom tick, that's your leading indicator for recession. That's what I'm still looking for. And for me to give that official call that we're getting pretty close, unemployment will have to start ticking higher. No matter what the numbers say, wage growth, hours worked, whatever, that's going to have to happen. And as far as the US, I mean, look, job growth has been slowing for the better part of a year and a half now. If you follow the Whrre data, all the leading indicators for employment are still turning down. So for the next year, it will slow down even further. I mean, I understand the US is the best house in a bad neighborhood. It doesn't mean they're great either. They're slowing down like the rest of the world. So I'll go ahead and call it on that one. Smash the like button, leave a comment down below, subscribe, follow both my Twitter accounts, and as always, my name is Evan. This is the McChronicle, where the future starts today.